Hello from the webinar Women Empowerment Near and Far. My name is Marion. I'm from the Estonian Women's Research and Studies Center. And first I must apologize for being late, but we had some technical issues. But not to worry, we will record this webinar and it will be available for all to see afterwards. So we are gathered here today to bring you a little bit information about our own project, Creative Waves Baltic Sisterhood to Change, where we created a small group of women and studied how did this empower them. And also we have asked our guest speaker from so far as Africa right now to share her notes about voluntary work in Kenya and Uganda in similar circumstances, teaching women crafts and entrepreneurship. And so we can compare our experiences and see if we can learn from each other's experiences. So I will first give floor to our project leader, Ivona from Intercult, Sweden.
Thank you, Marion. So I am Ivona Price. I am a director of Intercult in Stockholm, Sweden, working with international project collaboration and also running Europe Direct Stockholm Information Center. And today speaking as a leader of a collaboration behind this webinar, Creative Waves, Baltic Sisterhood of Change, a project supported by the Council of the Baltic Sea States. Creative Waves is a collaboration between Intercult, Baltic Sea Cultural Center in Gdańsk, Poland, and ENUT, the Estonian Women's Studies and Resource Center at the University of Tallinn. And until May, we also collaborated with a team of artists and activists from Kaliningrad. The project focuses on women in local communities, on arts and crafts, modern design, and development of digital skills. It supports the creative and social activity of women in the Baltic Sea region, having its ideological base in the sense of Balticness. By the way, there is no English word in English dictionary for this expression of solidarity, but Balticness is on the political agenda of the region. The last months of war, climate catastrophes, unstable economy, stronger right-wing politics have shown how important solidarity and togetherness are. In this context, our project's focus is very relevant for participants, experts, and local groups and communities. Creative Waves supports women's creativity and entrepreneurship, creates a common space to collaborate and talk about their experiences, and offers an introduction to new ways of thinking about the digital reality, both in social communication and everyday work. Starting from local gatherings, our collaboration aims to build an international bridge between women craft artists, design, and digital technology. Again, a very important subject. And the subject is, in general, empowering of women. Marion mentioned it already. Empowering of women in local communities, also with EU aid and volunteers as careers of work. Why are we speaking about EU aid when Creative Waves is working with the Baltic Sea region? The EU, together with its member states, is the largest donor of international aid in the world. In 2020, 66.8 billion euro was allocated to fight poverty and the pandemic, as well as to advance overall global development. And it's no secret that there are gaps in the world. There are gaps in income, equality, effects of climate change, access to trade, etc. These gaps slow down the overall development that is possible for us to achieve. The largest, but not whole, responsibility of changing this lies on those who are farther in the lead, like the EU member states. By supporting others in their work of development, we can speed up the general progress and grow together and experience collective benefits. International collaboration is a powerful tool at hand in the work of various areas and issues such as environment, equality, and culture, and is of course relevant on several levels. The goal is to provide the long-term and sustainable growth and stability for real development to take place. It is there to show women how to become leaders and entrepreneurs, to be self-sufficient and prepared, especially in places that are more exposed to environmental disasters and conflicts, like countries we will hear about today, Uganda and Kenya. Improving skills and competence locally is essential, especially since the skills and competence can easily be transferred from community to community. Increasing the capacity of women in one community can benefit in another, and by that boost the female empowerment globally. So international collaboration by providing tools, learning, and communications is a vital part for these possibilities, be it communities in Baltic Sea region or Africa. And that's why and what the creative waves are for. Last piece of information, streaming from our gathering in Gdańsk will take place the 26th September on Intercal's Facebook, starting at 10, and you are all welcome to that streaming. And now I am giving the floor back to Marion to introduce our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivona, very much. The webinar will go on like this, that Eve now will speak of her experiences in Africa, and afterwards I will give a little overview of the survey we conducted during our project, and then we can compare our experiences. I have known Eve for quite some time now, and I must say that I practically never met a person who can do a lot of things. It is a saying in Estonian that there are people who do a lot and then they also achieve a lot. And Eve is one of those people. She has a juridic law degree from the University of Tartu, and then she has applied this knowledge in different organizations in Estonia, and she is also very active in community level. I could say that Eve is a pillar of local community. She develops, she holds, and she participates. And now, I guess it wasn't enough for her, so she decided to take her activity to another continent, and she will now talk a little bit about that. Eve.
Thank you, Marion. Good afternoon. I thank you so much for inviting me to this event, and I'm very happy to be here. This is so not very close for you, but I start that I share my presentation, and I try that this is happened now. Okay. Okay, but this is I need. So you hear me? Yes. Yes. Women empowerment and experience in Kenya and Uganda. That this is my presentation, and today we will talk about Kenya and Uganda, where I worked volunteers work. In Kenya, I worked for 6 months, and now I'm in Uganda for another 3 months. Maybe some of you already know about those countries, but I didn't know much about African countries before I went there. I visited Morocco before once, but it went there as a tourist. So firstly, I will talk about Kenya and Uganda and a bit. And after that, what organization I used to be volunteering there. And then I will tell you more about my experiences in my voluntary work. If you like, you can ask something or ask questions. Please do that after my presentation. So, more about Kenya and Uganda. They are neighboring countries in East Africa. You see the slide also that, and they're very similar countries, because I'm here also, because that is this reason I have to compare how is good, how is not very good, but this is there are very similar countries. Only that different that is Kenya is 2 times bigger than Uganda, but the population around the same. And also this is they use the same language, official languages, English and Swahili. I speak a bit of Swahili now, but this is very, very small amount. But if you know that this is Kenya capital city, and the biggest city is Nairobi, and Uganda's capital city and biggest city is Kampala. They are so big. I visited them several times, Nairobi and Kampala, and I live very close to Kampala now. In my volunteering, I work with 2 organizations, the sending organization and the hosting organization. Sending organization, that is a non-profit organization, Mondo. That is an Estonian organization aiming to reduce global inequality. Mondo operates in 12 countries abroad and also in Estonia. Mondo also has a social enterprise called Mondo Crafts that support Mondo's communities in the world, also Uganda, by selling ethical crafts in Estonia. From 2018, Mondo sent volunteers from European Humanitarian Aid volunteer programs to Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, Ukraine, Georgia, and Turkey. over 50 experts from 15 different countries. The hosting organization in Kenya was WFOCO. Western Focus Community Organization is a community-based organization in Uganda, in Western Kenya, that consists mostly of women's groups in several areas. The hosting organization in Uganda is UPA, that is Uganda Pioneers Association. The name is very, very big. Important, is a voluntary non-government organization. And that photo was taken a few days ago at the Mondo Uganda office, because this is Mondo has office in Estonia and Uganda also. I'm lucky for that. Now, a bit voluntary work, as I said, voluntary work in Kenya and Uganda. I had 3 places in Kenya, because first of all, I must do only tailor shop in Uganda, but after that I found also 2 other places in Kaunga and the Sukura. This is women handicraft groups. And now this is in Uganda. I have 3 different locations. That this is not very close together. Kampala Disabling Initiative, KDI, Kikoga Women with Abilities, and Lugoro Tute Disabled Group. And this is Kulu town. This is 8 hours from Kampala. But I will talk more about my volunteer work in Kenya. I would like to share my experience in Uganda, but as I just started in there, I don't have much to say about that yet. And in Kenya, I had, as I said, 3 different groups. And at the beginning, I was that this is my objectives in the workplace to assist all groups, to help to prepare high quality products, work out new products, increase their sales. And of course, my aim was also to create a dynamic network between all the groups. That is very important in our work also. At the beginning of my employment in Uganda, I had several difficulties doing my job. But I'm happy that now I can talk about it in a positive way. When I first went to Uganda, the tailor shop wasn't opening properly. The members of the tailor shop were not very interested to collaborate, and they didn't show up to my trainings. The only one who was always present was the head of the tailor shop. I can't blame them, because almost all the sewing machines were broken, because necessary accessories were missing. For me, it was a difficult situation, of course, because this was why I went there, to help them. So I needed to find a way out the difficult situation. So instead of sewing, I started to teach them handicraft, knitting and crocheting. At the same time, this knitting experiences in tailor shop, and there is our new products, what we did. This is our tailor shop. But at the same time, when I worked at the tailor shop, I also visited some women's groups close to Uganda and showed them how to knit and crochet and gave them ideas also about what products they could create. They told me that they had never tried handicraft before, as it wasn't taught at school for them. This is, for me, so big news. And I thought that this is now my chance to do something new. I started to find material. The biggest problem were which yarns. There could be only found synthetic materials that were suitable only for bags and hats. And the second problem was finding suitable knitting needles and crocheting hooks. Knitting needles, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find, but I found crocheting hooks. We started learning to crochet from the basics, and step by step, we went forward. You can see our first experience crochet work. We start at the beginning and go ahead. I'm very happy because that this is also my student was very happy for that. So you can see. Now, those activities can ensure long-term and sustainable impact because those activities will give them the opportunity to build their own business and sell their products, I think. I believe that what we have learned in the tailor shop work and in the village women's group will give us to develop and market products independently in the future. This is, I think, it's possible. The members have got back into the habit of developing new products together and of manufacturing and marketing those products in tailor shop also. I think that was important to be. I think that was important to be able to hold the workshop in remote villages, as members of women's group have very serious financial problems, and for them it is not possible to come together in large village like Uganda, as many young women have babies or older women are not willing to make such a long journey for health reasons. It was very good to see that young women in particular are very interested in making handicrafts. They learn quickly and their manual skills are also good. Yeah. Whereas until now, the members of the village women's group were mostly involved in growing and selling agricultural products. They have now also come to realize that it is possible to produce and market quality handicrafts and earn income from them. This is our products and our life. I came to villages every week. And I'm very happy that I found that this is my work for my heart. This is our products. This is also our woman is very happy for that. So this is the final day when we present our work. And this is two groups. One is Sukura and the second is Kaunga, and our products, what we did. So this is a bit, I have to say what this is, why is importance of handicraft. Because I do that every day, and I think it's just my experience, personal experience also. But this is, as we know, the handicraft industry is important in society. The cultural importance of handicrafts leads to preservation of the heritage, traditional skills and art, and of course its economic importance. Is employment potential, I think it's the most of this is important thing. Also very important is low capital investments and the potential for export. And it is also very important. Handicrafts are very important. Handicraft stimulates humans' creativity and imagination. I believe that. That is not only I believe that. This is also the several research that said, and it promotes the heritage of country through the use materials, present traditional knowledge, what our benefit is. As I said, that this is handicraft and artist great allow you to innovate, create and find solution to problems. Thanks to creativity and imagination, you will make better decision. That is very important, and find more answer to everyday situation and problems. And very important, not very so important, but this is a confidence boost for women. This is also seeing the finished work of your creative venture provides a burst of self-esteem that bridges the mood by increasing the neurotransmitter dopamine. I don't know exactly what is that, but I feel the same all the time. When I do something and I finish that work, I'm very, very happy person. I think that this is, I finished there, and I go wish you very good handicraft work, and that this is all for me. Maybe some question now. Thank you.
Well, I don't see any questions, but many encouraging words towards you, that this is what you do is fantastic, and then it was very positive story. And then the products were also very beautiful. So Eve, could you stop sharing now?
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
But here are Eve's contacts. If you do want to ask anything later, and also you can still write to chat, because Eve will be here till the end of this webinar. So very urgent questions we will be able to give her. Now,
yes, now it's okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And now I will talk a little about the findings in our project. I can't say that they are something very extraordinary, something that has never been found or done before. But in a way, I'm glad that Eve's experience in Africa is quite similar to ours. This means that these kind of activities are very suitable for the purpose we had. So we did a little feedback questionnaire among the participants in the craft groups, and also gathered feedback from organizers, aka our partners. Not many people answered, that's true, but enough to have some kind of knowledge and what we wanted to know. So the main reason for participating in groups doing crafts and learning digital tools were mainly curiosity. People wanted to learn something new, or to meet some new people, or even meet some old acquaintances, but to exchange ideas. So curiosity is always the force to be reckoned with. And almost everybody we asked unanimously considered it important to preserve and develop local tradition. And for that, we are very happy. They had different contacts up to so far with the traditional arts. There were people who had doing crafts for more than over 20 years, but they were also newcomers who didn't know anything about traditional crafts, but who wanted to learn. So we gathered the groups, and to our delight, they immediately started sharing experiences and learn from each other. And we asked them before we started the groups and after we finished with them, what did they think about women empowerment? And of course, most of the participants have never really thought about it. They even shouldn't do that. But we asked what do they think it is and how it is beneficial for them. So at first they mentioned the same things that were brought out as the reason for participation. So to learn from each other, to support one each other, and to help one each other. But during this process, they understood that working together is so much easier. They were, for example, afraid at the beginning. Some of them didn't have the handicraft experience. Some were afraid of this digital side of it. But they quite quickly learned that together they can more easily overcome all these kind of different obstacles. And I really like the one woman's how she described what the sisterhood is. And now I can't find it, of course. But they said it's a self-satisfaction through art. And what I really like, that women power come from acting together. So they haven't consciously thinking about what is sisterhood, but they came to the so-called right conclusions. So and also for women, a very important aspect was emotional bond between women, and not just the practical aspect they gained from working together, but also feeling the emotion between themselves. This was also very, very important to them. We also wanted to bring together people from different age groups. So we asked how to engage young people in traditional arts, and how to encourage the older generation to combine traditional art with the digital means of expression. And we got very interesting suggestions, although most of the women were quite they didn't have much faith in the abilities of women of the older generation to combine the traditional skills with digital expression. But they said it can't be done. They just said that maybe well, the traditional answers were to teach older generations more digital skills, but the most useful was, and this came from each age group, that most beneficial would be young and old people working together. This interest was expressed from both sides. So the young would teach older women digital tools, and older women can pass on their skills in traditional craft. And we also ask how the traditional handicraft can be used as everyday objects. Even the question was that is the traditional craft valid anymore? And to our greatest joy, of course, they found, they said that it is valid, and offered a multiple uses for traditional patterns for using in everyday objects: blouses, shirts, caps, bed linen, pillows, ceramics, pictures, decorations for the wall, jewelry, even shoes. So, and even I guess it was one of the younger person who suggested that even tattoos could be of traditional patterns. So as you can see, the variety of using these patterns is quite extensive, and all the participants found that this tradition is also very important today. So in conclusion, with the participants questionnaire, the trainings they found to be very useful. There wasn't a single one who said that that she didn't get what she was after, even if she didn't know at first why she participated. She afterwards answered that these trainings and working together with other women was very beneficial. And even though they were a little bit afraid at first of this digital side of the trainings, almost everybody started to use some form of digital platforms, or even they said that they gained so much knowledge that the fear of digital tools disappeared, and even such a small thing that they are even now more comfortable to using different apps in their mobile phones, for example, which is already a great achievement to them. And this project has given us very interesting ideas how to go on. And in that sense, I think it was a successful, because if a project proves itself to be sustainable, then it's always a good thing. So we got new ideas for the new projects. And we will conclude our project, as Ivona already said, with a bigger conference, which takes place in 26th and 27th of September in Gdansk, Poland. We will share our experiences and also try to get some outside look. We have invited quite many guest speakers. The one thing we are very sorry for is that we started this project with a group of very active women from Kaliningrad. Of course, because of the Russian aggression, they had to drop out from a project, but that short time we spent with them was very beneficial, and we really hope that the world will be a better place in the future, and we will be able to cooperate with them again. So this is it for me. Is any of the other speakers would like to add something? I guess not, and since we... I have a question for Eve. We still have a couple of minutes. So how do you connect your experience in Africa to Estonia?
How I collect those? Connect. Et kuidas ma eesti keeles, et kuidas ma
ühendad need kogemused.
Yeah. So I think it is not very hard work, because this is real life in Estonia also, and I think it is I have now so good experience in Estonian and the African side, and I think it's maybe I include my handicraft teacher work. Maybe, I don't know, but this is some groups for bobbin lace and something that is special handicraft. I can start, I think. Yes, and this is also something connection for my side, because I'm very impulsive and active person, and now I know all things is doesn't work so quickly. I think it's so for me very good experience in Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eva, and
Okay.
I really liked your comment about when you started your work in tailor shop and there weren't any sewing machines, so you had to rethink how to do it. So you have to be resourceful.
Yeah. Can I also come in with a comment, please?
Yes.
Yes, I mainly to thank you, Eve. It was a really interesting presentation, and you are also welcome to come to Gdańsk, because I think that we are working in between Poland, Sweden, before also Kaliningrad, in the same way, even if it's a different geographical context. So there is a lot to compare. I think that in the project in Creative Waves, we took a step further to digitalization, as we are speaking about learning digital tools, which means in reality that we are creating patterns, and then we are transforming those patterns into the digital creation, which can be used for print or other tangible products. Which is a methodology of today, at least here, and which makes things easier. We just had a workshop on Saturday here at Intercalt, and it was like a miracle that what I painted can be seen on the screen, and I can just transform it to somebody who can print a bag or a T-shirt. In a very easy way. You must learn, of course, but it's quite a quick transformation. So that is one thing. Speaking about all ages, young and older, there was not so much of that conversation in Sweden, even if we had people between 35 and 65 in the group. I think that the solidarity of women is above ages, that it doesn't matter how old you are. We were helping each other. We were, I mean, the older, I mean, more experienced women, they had skills in crafts, which were wonderful. And the younger one learned crafts. The older one learned the digital. So there was from both sides knowledge to experience and to pass to others in this mixed group, independently of age, I would say, or maybe the age was an advantage also. And the digital training, if somebody wants to start a project about it, it's a process. It's a process of getting more mature and growing up into this knowledge, which doesn't come automatically, and the interest is not automatic. It takes time from painting to stitching, and then the computer is there and you get curious, what can I do with it? And it took us a year to come there. So it's a long process to get an interest of a group if it's not already not there. I can recommend this process, of course, for the next collaboration. But now we will see each other in Gdańsk. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you very much, Ivona. And then thank you, Eva, for, as you said before the start of this webinar, that what a magical world we are living in. You are half a global way. So yeah. Thank you very much. And I hope our listeners also had something new and interesting from that webinar. And we will see you in Gdańsk, or we will see you during our next project. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.